Hey guys, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist and I'm creating a video every day for a year. This is video 306. Hope you guys are doing awesome today or this evening, whenever you catch this. And I know I mentioned this book the other night. It's called The Hidden Messages in Water. And this is one of the books that was in my doctoral program that they suggested that we read. And I want to go through this another time, but because it's so cool, and I'll explain this later. But this talks about, I want to just read this page about emotions and feelings and the effect that they have on us in our world moment to moment. So I want to just read from this and then explain a little bit more. He says, our emotions and feelings have an effect on the world moment by moment. If you send out words and images of creativity, then you will be contributing to the creation of a beautiful world. However, emitting messages of destruction, you contribute to the destruction of the universe. If you become aware of this, you will no longer be able to speak words of anger to those around you or blame others for your own mistakes and weaknesses. You have the capacity to change the world within a moment. All you must do is make a simple choice. Are you going to choose a world of love and gratitude or a tortured world filled with discontent and impoverishment? We don't want that. The answer will depend on your attitude at this very moment. According to the teachings of Buddhism, everything in the world is constantly changing and nothing ever changes. Speaking from the principles of vibration, the energy of vibration must go on forever in continuous motion. Understanding that everything exists in this one moment will give hope and light to your life. You no longer need to be troubled by the past and can know that the future can be anything that you will it to be. You, as you are in this very moment, hold the key to everything. So I just love that. I love sharing that because this book is just awesome. It talks about how they did a study where they took bottles of water and would write words on pieces of paper and like tape them to the water bottles, and then they would talk to the water, and then they'd make little ice crystals out of the water. And the ones that, like the positive music, you know, if there was like, for instance, in this book, we have, I'd love to show this book later on, but I don't want to make this video too long. But like, it shows the differences between like heavy metal music is on this side. And then this side is more of like classical music and more, I guess, nicer music, or music that sounds nicer than heavy metal might sound. So it shows different ice crystals and basically what the words, like how our words affect water. So what I learned from this was that everything we say to ourselves, since we're made of mostly water, affects us inside and how we see the world. So that's basically what this passage was saying in this book. We get to choose how we perceive everything. Our attitude in every moment changes. And so we've got to know where we're at. We've got to know what identity we're operating from. Who are you being in this moment? And knowing that you can change your mental state at any time that you want to, no matter what's going on. And another piece of this is, and we go back to the law of assumption and all of the things that we know. I took this note myself. I know that I wrote this the other day, but I wrote, behavior is a language. You can't see the roots of a tree or the bottom of an iceberg. You can just see the tip and the tree itself. And so we have limiting beliefs that are rooted in there, and we might say or do things that are coming from that identity that was installed during childhood. And we made things mean something that maybe they never meant because that's how our brain processed it. So remember, you've got an identity that was installed in you unknowingly, subconsciously, and that is who you've been your whole life. And you didn't really realize it, that you might be, or you might have made certain things mean certain things about you. You made things mean something about you that somebody else might have done to you or did around you. And it made you feel a certain way, and your brain processed it as, well, I must not be lovable, or I must not be good enough, or whatever the feeling might have been. And we do not know that we're doing this half the time. Well, most of the time. Well, probably all the time when we're a child, because our brain just kind of does it on its own. So then it becomes an identity, and we take this shame or this guilt or whatever feelings and emotions with us, and then we've got this underlying I'm not good enough. So then you might find that you are a people pleaser to feel good enough. Like if I please everyone, then I'm good enough. Or if I earn people's love, I'm good enough. As long as I do everything I need to do and show this person how lovable I am, they're going to love me. It's things like that we do. We overextend ourselves. We prove to others that we're just so smart and so amazing, and you don't have to do all that. You're great enough the way that you are. And so this book about, water and the ice crystals, the beautiful crystals came from the most beautiful music. And so we've got to create these beautiful crystals inside of us. And the way you speak to yourself is so, so important. I promise if you start speaking to yourself differently, you're going to start noticing huge changes in yourself. And I always suggest doing the mirror work where you look in the mirror and you tell yourself things that you wish your parents would have told you or would tell you now. Tell yourself things that your spouse won't tell you. Gosh darn it, they won't tell you what you want to hear. So give it to yourself. Like everything that you wish that you had, you got to give it to yourself. Because why not? And then what's going to happen is the more you're changing the concept of yourself, you're going to notice the whole world around you changes. Because as you change, you are your world. So you're going to reflect. That's going to reflect back to you what you're, sending out, what you're projecting out. So you've got to start talking to yourself nicely. And I've heard so many limiting beliefs this week, just all week, limiting beliefs. And I was like, no, we've got to change this. You already have and already are what you're wanting. You just got to align your energy to it. Everything exists now. Everything that you've ever thought exists. Everything, even the negative stuff, like everything, all thoughts still exist. They don't go anywhere. They're around. It's just which thoughts serve you best. Those are what you're going to focus on. Where your focus goes, energy is going to flow there. So you get to decide every day with intention, where am I going to focus my energy now? Something I've been saying in sessions this week that's really helped people is these decisions I'm about to make, are these decisions going to support my future self or keep me in the same self I'm in now, this current self that is not, getting their needs met, not meeting their goals, not moving forward, feeling kind of stuck in life and just kind of there, blah, But if I change this, maybe just one little thought about myself and I let this one limiting belief go, or this one little thing that's nagging me about somebody that maybe this isn't my business anymore to focus on, maybe if I let all that go, that would serve my future self. And then each step that you take is leading you to that new identity of the new self. It's so subtle, those things that take our energy away. Like even just wondering, like, why did this person do this? Or why did they say that? Or, oh my gosh, they did this again. Or we become so judgmental and we're actually judging ourselves too. Because we are all one. We're the same, but yet different. We've all got our own preferences, but we're all kind of the same energy. We're all in this together. We're all experiencing emotions. We're all experiencing like something going on underneath the surface. Like we can't see the roots of the tree. We can't see the bottom of the iceberg. There's a lot going on under there. We just see the surface most of the time. If you're seeing something in public, you have no idea what's going on behind closed doors with people. You have no idea what they're thinking. They could be the most confident person in the world and be totally insecure when they get home. So we've got to just stop judging people and stop judging ourselves too. We've got to just focus inward as much as possible. That's where your power is. I just want to empower you to remember that you have everything inside of you already. You just have to give it to yourself. And you just start with saying, I love you in the mirror. It's so simple. And then the other simple act that I love is saying thank you to everything. Even thank yourself. Like after I do a video every day now, what I've been doing is I'll watch it, I play it on 2 times because I'm like in a hurry to upload it most of the time. So I just 2 times. And then when I listen to it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm talking so slow. But when I'm talking on the camera, I sound like I'm talking really fast. But when I speed it up 2 times, I'm like, this is perfect. So anyway, I speed it up. I watch the whole thing, make sure everything's good. And then I end it and I give myself a little pat and I say, good job, you did awesome today. And I just say it. You got to start saying stuff to yourself like that. Be your cheerleader that's right next to you all day long. I don't care if you just took a shower. Say, you did a great job taking that shower today. I'm so proud of you. Just say that to yourself. It is so amazing how just the smallest thing can make you start to feel better. So this is how you tune to the alignment of the new you. It's like just these small acts of thank you, eyes that I can see. Thank you for this camera that I can record on. Thank you for the courage that I've created inside me to be able to talk to this camera that you're able to see, because I used to be terrified. Thank you for the courage. Thank you for the strength that you've given me throughout my life. Thank you so much. Thank you for my subscribers that care enough to listen, that's hopefully helping them with something. Thank you, God, that I'm able to have this courage, because I hope that a lot of you will watch me and do the same thing I'm doing and come out of your shell and know that you're worth so much more than you think you are. You just got to tell yourself that. Most of the time, not a lot of people are going to tell you that. We don't care about the outside. We only care about the internal world. That's where everything is. The kingdom is within. Remember that. All we've got to do is control how we talk to ourselves and how we think about ourselves. And we've got to let go of external validation. We've just got to give it to ourselves. Focus inward. Keep your business on you and not externally. That's where we lose it. We're like, why this? Why that? When this? How this? Like, no. Those are the circumstances that don't matter, right? They don't matter. Nothing matters outside of you. Only thing that matters is inside of you. It's only your state of being that matters. And so where is your state of being? How are you being? What are you being? How are you thinking? You got to study what you're thinking. It's so subtle. Those beliefs underneath your thoughts are just, and those feelings, everything works together, and it's either working towards keeping you in the same self or the new self, that future self. So again, I ask myself with a lot of the decisions I've been making lately, does this align with my future self? And would I be proud of this? Or am I going to make this decision and stay in the old self? And you get to decide. Isn't that great that you get to decide? It's so great that we have this much freedom. Freedom is, we have so much freedom. It's inside of us. You have the freedom to think anything you want to think. Even if you're doing things that you don't want to be doing right now, you can think any way you want to. Nobody can ever tell you how to think. That is what is so great about going inside your mind. So remember that whatever you're assuming, you're going to experience. The law of assumption. Whatever you're assuming about yourself, other people, it will start to show up outside of you. So you've got to learn to project out what it is that you want. And how you learn that is you just practice starting to think, what is it that I really want? How do I prefer to feel? Am I actually aligning my thoughts and feelings with that person that I'm trying to become? Because if I'm not, I need to kind of go within and say, okay, what am I mostly focused on? And the stuff that I'm mostly focused on, is it helping me or is it hurting me? Am I thinking the same nasty, dirty thoughts that I've always thought that are putting me in a bad mood? And I'm not even noticing I'm in a bad mood because I'm so addicted to thinking the old thoughts that I've always thought. Because if you think the same way, you're going to become addicted to it no matter what. It's just going to perpetuate itself. So one thought will stick to another thought, and then we're spiraling, and then we're like, oh, I need a medication, or I need to smoke, or I've got to do some drugs, or whatever the case, shop or gamble, whatever the case is. We sometimes go into other addictions to get over our emotional addiction. When we're trying to fill a void inside of us, we're trying to look externally to fill something internally. We can't ever look externally. It's always filled from within. And it starts with that self-talk, and it starts with you being aware of what you're thinking and then making that decision. Am I going to keep thinking this way, or am I going to change it? And if I'm going to keep thinking this way, what is the belief that I must think that is true underneath all this, that I would hold on to this belief? There's got to be something that makes this belief feel safer and better than changing. So that is a very powerful thing to ask yourself. Why am I staying right here instead of going over here? What's comfortable about over here that's not feeling so comfortable over here? So yeah, just ask yourself these questions, and always remember that your thoughts are so important. about yourself. So change the way that you're looking at yourself and speaking to yourself, because there's nothing more powerful than changing yourself. There's nothing to change but yourself. And if you really fully take that in and notice that, man, when I feel better and I talk to myself better, I just feel more at peace. I should probably keep doing that. That's what I learned. I was like, man, this feels so good to just be feeling internal peace. You can't buy that. I love shopping and I love buying stuff and I love new stuff and I love getting rid of stuff and I love stuff, but I love internal peace more than anything. It's almost as great as, buying something that you just love to buy. It's like, it's better than anything, better than any feeling you could ever have. So, and it is very much practiced. I had everything against me that would not cause me to feel this way. And I was like, wow, this is a boot camp. I've got to put myself through this boot camp for me. I don't want to go back to the old self. That old self, I've outgrown the old self. I don't need her anymore. She got me to where I am. I'm appreciative and thankful, but I'm also thankful for where I'm going. So that's the mindset. Be thankful for what you've had, and no matter what it looked like, be thankful and say, and I'm thankful that I'm moving forward from that. We don't want to invalidate the stepping stones that are getting us to the next ones, because we've got to have a jumping off point. So we got to, thank you, stepping stone. Now I can hop off that and jump to the next one. You want to just honor everything that you've been through and honor every part of you. So I'll end at that tonight, or I'll keep going, and it's getting late. I had a wonderful day, a late day. I had a lunch with a friend and a bunch of sessions, and it's just been a great day. So I hope you guys had just as great of a day as I have had, hopefully even better. And I will be back tomorrow. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to. Please share this with anybody who you think might benefit from this message. Remember, you are so loved. And remember to appreciate yourself, because what you appreciate appreciates. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.